Ahead on NewsWatch, anti-Trump tantrums erupt as the president-elect heads to Washington. We've got the three top issues he'll be working on during his first 100 days in office. Plus, Christian leaders react to Trump's triumph. Could his presidency mean that Planned Parenthood will be defunded? And he survived shark-infested waters and the worst naval disaster in U.S. history. This Veterans Day, meet a World War II hero as he remembers the angel who saved his life. And thank you for joining us for CBN NewsWatch. I'm Ephraim Graham. President Obama and Republican leaders are rolling out the red carpet to help President-elect Donald Trump's transition to the White House. But in several big cities, the election results are still being met with opposition on the streets. Gary Lane has this report.
From Philadelphia and New York City to Oakland to Portland, Oregon, where the situation got so bad police declared it a riot. Crowds flooded the streets for a second night of protests against President-elect Donald Trump.
These people, unfortunately, they have to get over the results. He won. He won.
Trump answered the protests with this tweet. Just had a very open and successful presidential election. Now professional protesters incited by the media are protesting. Very unfair. The president-elect met with President Obama for the first time at the White House Thursday, laying the groundwork for his transition into the Oval Office.
We now are going to want to do everything we can to help you succeed.
Congressional Republicans are also joining forces to help Trump succeed. House Speaker Paul Ryan gave Trump a tour on Capitol Hill, showing him exactly where he'll be sworn in as the 45th President of the United States.
We are now talking about how we're going to hit the ground running to make sure that we can get this country turned around and make America great again.
Republicans are putting together an ambitious agenda for Trump's first 100 days in the White House. And Trump is gearing up for a strong beginning to his presidency, with that Republican support and control in the House and Senate. He has three key issues at the top of his list. But Trump will face extremely strong opposition from Democrats on key issues like Obamacare. And one of his first and most important presidential decisions, nominating a new justice to fill the late Antonin Scalia's place on the Supreme Court. Gary Lane, CBN News.
While Trump was touring the White House, his former opponent was spotted in Chappaqua, New York, taking a walk with her husband and their dogs. And there's still uncertainty for Hillary Clinton with the ongoing Capitol Hill investigations into a private email server. Trump's team says he has not ruled out his promise to appoint a special prosecutor to investigate Clinton. Donald Trump earned a lot of support from evangelical voters in this election, more than Mitt Romney 4 years ago. A post-election survey by the Faith and Freedom Coalition shows self-identified evangelicals made up a record 26% of the electorate, and 81% of them voted for Donald Trump. Now Christian leaders are sharing their reactions to the Trump triumph, depending on their particular ministry or work. Paul Strand spoke to several in the nation's capital.
Ralph Reed set a goal for his Faith and Freedom Coalition to convince a record number of Christians to go to the polls on Election Day.
To have Donald Trump get 81% of the evangelical vote, which is higher than Ronald Reagan got, it's higher than George W. Bush got, and to have Hillary Clinton get a lower share of that vote than Michael Dukakis got is pretty extraordinary.
Brent Bozell of the Media Research Center points to the role the mainstream media played in Tuesday's results. He regularly criticizes the liberal agenda of networks and newspapers and believes that's the major reason they have lost the public trust.
Advancing Hillary Clinton, but more importantly, trying to destroy Donald Trump. And then with WikiLeaks, we learned that they were actually working with the campaign, which we assumed all along. The evidence came out. So the public saw this. The public saw that they, too, were considered a basket of deplorables in the eyes of the national news media, and it backfired on them.
Marjorie Dannenfelser helped Donald Trump capture the pro-life vote and sees a mandate for the anti-abortion agenda.
That means we've got smooth sailing to defund Planned Parenthood, to get a majority vote again on the pain-capable, that 20-week limit. It means that pro-life Supreme Court justices will be nominated. Those are the commitments. And we'll put the Hyde Amendment, the no taxpayer funding of abortion law, permanently into law.
In a campaign where the left talked about a war on women, many women felt attacked if they didn't publicly back Hillary Clinton. While Penny Nance, head of the Concerned Women for America, would like to eventually see a woman president, she's clear about what the priority should be.
Well, as the leader of Concerned Women for America, we are more than happy to wait for a female president who represents our values. Concerned Women for America members are jubilant. We're so thrilled to come out and support a candidate that agrees with us on the Supreme Court. The fact that we're going to have about 500 lower court judges now that are going to be pro-life.
Reverend Pat Mahoney determined that the morning after the election, he'd go to the White House and pray for whoever won the presidency.
We can all agree on we want to see our nation strong. We want to see our nation united. We want to reach out in justice to the poor and needy. We want to stand for basic values that unite all Americans.
So where does the nation go from here?
This candidate, and Donald Trump, and Mike Pence, of course, has promised the pro-life movement more than any other presidential candidate in history.
We know that the country was much more conservative on social issues than the people that have been leading us. And now we're able to put the numbers to that, and we're able to move forward and protect our nation, protect our children, protect the least of these, the unborn.
Paul Strand, CBN News, Washington.
House Republicans are trying to add protections for religious freedom in the new defense spending bill, and they may have the leverage that they need now that they've just won the election. The bill would protect the rights of defense contractors on gay issues, but the LGBTQ community is calling for the new provision to not be included, saying it leads to, quote, discrimination against gay and lesbian employees. Justin Johnson of the Heritage Foundation says, quote, I think the election gives congressional Republicans a lot more leverage on the issue. They don't have to be too worried about a veto threat because the situation only improves next year. Christians across the country are working to stop the opening of an after-school Satan club. Members of a satanic temple in Portland, Oregon will hold an open house next week at Sacramento Elementary School. Thousands of shocked parents rallied behind Christian leaders to sign a protest petition. So far, it has more than 80,000 signatures. One protest coordinator said, Satan is not welcome in our culture. Satan should be excluded in our schools because children cannot prosper if they embrace lies, evil, and anarchy. Parents hope the petition will put a stop to the satanic club. Iraqi troops are advancing on the northern city of Mosul, blasting away at ISIS and clearing them out of the neighborhoods they previously occupied. A church in the recently freed village of Bosni rang bells for the first time in 2 years on Wednesday. The reverend there said, quote, we are so happy at the liberation. But he said the damage done to his church sends a message to the world. ISIS's agenda is destruction and death. The final push is moving forward slowly but firmly, according to the troops. Coming up, everyday Christians are killed simply for believing in Jesus. See how believers around the world are uniting in faith and prayer. In the last year alone, more than 7,000 Christians died for their faith. That's why ministries like the Voice of the Martyrs have been calling on the global church to pray both last Sunday and this coming Sunday, November 13th. Voice of the Martyrs has produced a video for churches to show in those services. Sorrow and Triumph is the story of one South African missionary and her family who paid a high price for their faith. Take a look.
Psalm 91. He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God. In Him I will trust. We received this calling from the Lord, but the Lord has got a purpose for us as a family to live out our love for Him, our love for the Africans, to serve. And here we are. God, take our lives and make with us whatever you find pleasant and good in your purpose. So it was a normal day for us, and Vanna just went to the office and he was teaching that morning. Actually, that was the routine every day. And for the children, there's this hunger for the Lord that's very precious. And they are growing in their faith. day by day. And it's wonderful to be their mom and experience how they are growing and living their lives for the Lord in a place like Afghanistan. Most wonderful thing the parent can do for his child is to bring him up in the Lord's way so that he knows who his Creator is and that he can have a loving relationship with the Lord and live a life for that purpose. I've asked myself many times in the past, Lord, is this really where you want us? Because of all the difficulties, the challenges, we can lose our lives anytime for the Lord. When I look at that in the spiritual realm, I know that He will not take us to a place like Afghanistan and just dump us there, and He doesn't have a plan and a purpose with that. So I know 100% that we are in the right place, that we are obedient to the calling.
Lord, please help us.
I would tell my children, Jean-Pierre and Trudy, you will face a very difficult day today, and I'm not going to be there to help you. And Daddy is also not going to be there to help you. But Jesus is going to be there to help you through this, and He will be there. He promised never to leave us, nor forsake us.
Come on, we gotta get out. Come on, we have to get out of here. Take me. Come on. Come on, we gotta get out now.
I believe they are in front of the Lord's throne, worshiping Him, praising Him, glorifying Him. And that they are just waiting for me to finish the race as well.
And once again, Sunday is a special designated day for prayer for the persecuted church. You can find out how you can work with the Voice of the Martyrs and other groups to help the persecuted church at our website, cbnnews.com. And next, stuck at sea with little hope of survival, his U.S. Navy ship sunk by a Japanese sub. Hear from this World War II veteran as he recalls how God saved his life. Today is Veterans Day, so we wanted to honor a man of courage who served aboard the USS Indianapolis. That naval cruiser suffered one of the worst maritime disasters in American history, sunk during World War II by Japanese torpedoes. Edgar Harrell was on board that day. Mark Martin has his story.
On a small farm in Kentucky, Edgar Harrell heard about the war in the Pacific on the radio. After listening to reports of Marines losing their lives, he wanted to help.
I thought, I'm 18 years old and I'd already registered for the draft, and I thought, now I don't want to wait and be drafted. I want to get in the Marine Corps.
The heavy cruiser, the USS Indianapolis, became his home.
When I saw that big Indianapolis, you can imagine the country boy what he thought of that.
Harrell saw fierce combat on the ship, events that shook him to the core. The 91-year-old vividly recalls one harrowing incident when a Japanese kamikaze plane struck the Indianapolis in the battle for Okinawa.
I can remember seeing that plane thinking that life is over. This is the end of life because he's diving for the fantail.
Harrell survived that attack, but 9 of his shipmates did not. The Indianapolis had to return to the States for repairs. Eventually, it left San Francisco Bay heading back to the South Pacific on what would be its final mission. On board, important components of the atomic bombs that would be dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Crew members unloaded the war-ending cargo at Tinian Island. Harrell says their next assignment was to head to the Philippines to prepare for the main invasion of Japan.
Captain McVeigh asked for an escort, and they tell him, you don't need an escort. Well, may I say, they were not telling the truth. They could have said, you need an escort. Why? Because 4 days before, we lost a destroyer, the USS Underhill. We lost 129 boys. And we were to go through that very area.
Why Navy leaders made that decision, Harrell says, remains a mystery. And that brings us to July 30th, 1945. A Japanese submarine spots the Indianapolis in the Philippine Sea and fires a spread of torpedoes. 2 hit their mark, and in less than 15 minutes, the ship goes down. Around 900 of the nearly 1,200-man crew who survived the initial attack find themselves oil-soaked, many with injuries, clinging to Kapok life jackets in the shark-infested waters.
And I thought of Mom and Dad back home. I thought of 6 younger brothers, an older sister and a younger sister, and I thought of this certain brunette that said that she would wait for me. And I told the Lord, I don't want to die, I want to live.
Harrell, who was 20 at the time, says he began to think of scriptures.
I'll never leave you nor forsake you. Seemingly that came to mind, no audible voice, but I knew that the Lord was speaking to me. Lord, you're speaking to my heart. I'm going to make it. Well, I didn't know I'm going to be out there 4.5 days.
4.5 days of unbelievable horror. No food, no water, and yet surrounded by water in all directions, along with sharks. He says shipmates not in their right mind, some because they were injured, others because they drank salt water, began to hallucinate.
He leaves the group and he gets out 50, 75 yards and you hear a blood-curdling scream and you see that kapok go under, and then like a fish cork, then that kapok brings that body back up. But by now, all the blood and more sharks, more fins, and they are kind of fighting over what was there.
Despite witnessing scenes like that, Harrell refused to give up hope. He believes God directed him and several of his buddies to a crate of rotten potatoes. The hearts of the potatoes were still edible. He also believes God sent a small rain cloud one day to provide desperately needed water.
So what do? Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you. And that little rain cloud comes over and you get a few drops of, maybe a few tablespoons full of water.
The brutal conditions took their toll. The number of sailors and Marines dwindled down to a little more than 300. Finally, a plane flew over the area low to the water. A miracle because the pilot, Lieutenant Wilbur Gwynn, wasn't looking for the survivors. He did not even know they were missing. No one did.
Lieutenant Gwynn goes aft, he opens the bomb bay door, and in just a flash, he looks down at the ocean below, and what he saw was an oil slick.
Flying even lower, Gwynn, who they called Angel, sees debris, sharks, and sharks attacking survivors. He radios for help, and eventually 317 crew members of the USS Indianapolis are pulled from the water. Harrell spent months in hospitals recovering. After everything Harrell went through, it's easy to see why he's a decorated Marine. He was even awarded the Purple Heart. Here is the letter dated August 13th, 1945. The Purple Heart is awarded by the medical officer in command to Edgar Alvin Harrell for wounds received in action against an enemy of the United States on July 30th, 1945. He went on to marry Ola, the brunette who waited for him. Harrell shares his story of God's providence at schools and churches. He calls it a ministry. He and his son David also chronicled the unforgettable story in a new book, Out of the Depths.
There's not a day that goes by, many, many times a day, I just look up and say, thank you, Lord.
Mark Martin, CBN News, Clarksville, Tennessee.
Looking for some entertainment this weekend? We've got your family-friendly movie reviews right here. Our friends at Plugged In Online bring us a review of the new sci-fi thriller called Arrival. Take a look.
There are days that define your story beyond your life, like the day they arrived.
In the movie Arrival, the aliens have touched down. A doorway opens at each of the craft's bottommost point to let curious government officials and scientists in for a face-to-face.
Yeah, that just happened.
That's when Dr. Louise Banks is summoned to the cause.
Dr. Banks? Are you insane?
She's tasked with making sense of these large, black, Rorschach-like splotches that these space visitors emit. But therein lies the rub. How does someone well-versed in everything from Arabic to Mandarin become fluent in splats of Monsters, Inc.?
Are you dreaming in their language?
This is just a way to force us to work together for once.
It's more complicated than that.
How is it more complicated?
If you're looking for an Independence Day like Bim Bam Boom, you won't find it here. This is a more thoughtful space alien pick. It's well written and compelling, and it prompts viewers to think less about the faraway stars and more about the things we hold of value deep within.
What's going to happen?
I don't know.
This is smart sci-fi, with a few moments of peril and one unfortunate F-bomb to mar its puzzle-it-out impact. So I'm giving Arrival 3.5 moments of wonder out of 5 for family friendliness. For the full review, check out PluggedIn.com. Plugging you into the movies, I'm Jake Roberson sitting in for Bob Waliszewski and Focus on the Family's Plugged In Movie Review.
And that is going to do it for this edition of CBN NewsWatch. You can find more of our exclusive coverage of the issues you care most about at cbnnews.com. Hope you'll join us again right here next time. Have a fabulous Friday and a wonderful weekend.